Hello guys, Robot1 here, and today I am doing the Future of Yugioh on my channel today. And for you guys who have not seen the Future of Yugioh before, it is where I talk about decks, cards, archetypes, all sorts of things that I think they'll be relevant later on in the game or can create some sort of impact on the game later on. Or just some cards that I find that would be interesting because they sometimes seem quite interesting. So guys, the first card we're going to be talking about is a new DDD card that I didn't even know of until today, and it is DD Servant Thomas. Now, DD Servant Thomas is a dark level 8, scale 6 pendulum effect monster with 1800 attack and 2600 defense. Its pendulum effect is during your main phase, you can add one face-up DDD pendulum monster from your extra deck to your hand. You can only use this effect of DDD Servant Thomas once per turn. Now, that effect I find to be very good, because that means you can recycle the Kepler from your extra deck, which is one of the problems with the deck. Because you've not actually been able to recycle the Kepler before, because the Kepler always goes to the extra deck, making it harder to be able to reuse. And because it's a level 1 pendulum monster, you can't even pendulum summon it back to be able to use its effect again to search a Dark Contract card, which I find to be very good, because in the deck, your deck mainly revolves around the Dark Contracts of the Gate, being able to search all of your DDD monsters. And without Dark Contract of the Gate, your deck cannot have its consistency ratio up a bit more. So I find that effect to be very good, because being able to recycle Kepler can be one of the really good things in the deck. Or even being able to recycle one of the others, like Leonidas, Abyss, all of those. So yeah, I would say I would say that's a very good pendulum effect, and it could actually be used in many other ways for DDDs. Well, not really under other ways, because it is still just adding back a pendulum monster, but it can be used with other pendulum monsters, which I can find to be really good. So I'd say that's a really good effect, and I would play out one right now purely because of that. But let's see what its monster effect is. So its monster effect is you can target one DD card in your pendulum zone. Okay, that's the cost. Any battle damage your opponent takes becomes halved for the rest of this turn. Also, destroy this card. And if you do, special summon one level 8 DDD monster from your deck in defense position. But its effects are negated. Its effects are negated this turn. You can only use this effect of DDD Servant Thomas once per turn. Now, I find that effect to be actually quite good, because with the DDD, because we still are missing another level 8 DDD, which is really good because it can't be destroyed. I believe it stops other DDDs and itself from being destroyed by effects once per turn. Also, you can summon the Abyss off of this, the level 8, and then you can have a big 3k butt. Also, you can also use the newly summoned Abyss to be able to XC summon into the big XCs guy, which escapes my mind currently. I will just find that out. It is DDD Duo King Kaliuga. So you can use Oblivion King to be able to make this if you already have another Oblivion King on the field, which I find to be really good. So that's actually quite a good effect. I would say I would run this card at 2 purely because of that effect, and it's actually quite decent in my opinion. So yeah, also, if you haven't pendulum summoned that turn with the DDs, even though they can't pendulum summon now, they'll be able to pendulum summon better later on. You can always pendulum summon this back after using its effect, and then make Duo Dawn King, which is actually really good in my opinion. So yeah, that's a quite good card, and I have to say it's really good. Now, the next card we're going to be talking about is a new card that looks like it's from the new movie, which I have not seen before. It looked very interesting to me to see it just pop up on the new Death Pro cards, and I thought it would be really interesting to talk about this, because I actually have not read its effect. It looks like it looks like a really interesting card, so let's get into this. So this is Meto Hukai Device Duja. Weird name, I probably just demolished it, but yeah, let's get into this. So Duja is a light level 4 machine effect, 1600 attack, 1600 defense. its effect is, if this card is normal or special summoned, you can send one Hukai card from your deck to the graveyard. So it's got a Foolish Burial effect for Hukai monsters, which means there will be more Hukai monsters, so that's pretty cool. And its next effect is, once per turn during either player's turn, if a monster was sent to the graveyard, this turn, you can make this card gain 200 attack for each monster with a different name in your graveyard until the end of this turn. Okay, so this card can essentially boost its attack depending on how many monsters were sent to the graveyard that turn. If a monster was sent to the graveyard that turn, then if you have, say, like 5 monsters with different names in the graveyard, you're going to be able to boost this card's attack by 1,000. So that's an interesting effect. Depending on what else we get for this archetype, I'm guessing it's going to be the evil villains guys archetype. And I can't wait to see what else we get for this, because this seems to be like a really interesting deck, and we'll probably find out more when the movie does come out in the next, I think, 19 days. So can't wait for that as well. So yeah. That is Meteor Hukai Device Duja. So yeah, let's move on to the next card, which is a new Marshmallow card, which is Marsh McCarron. I'm probably just destroying its name, but whatever. So Marsh McCarron, another card that came from the movie, a new Marshmallow card. So it'll be similar. Its effect is, okay, so first let's obviously get on with its stats. It's a light level 1 fairy effect, 200 attack, 200 defense. Okay. Its effect is, if this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon up to 2 other Marsh Macarons from your hand, deck, or graveyard. You can only use this effect of Marsh McCarron once per turn. It's okay. I would say it's not great. I would say this could only really boost decks that aren't really worth playing. Like, it could boost degenerate decks. It'll probably boost stuff like that because it could boost stuff like Chainburn, maybe Exodia, just defensive decks that want to keep alive. It's an interesting card. If your opponent only has 1 monster and they kills it, then fair enough, or maybe even 2. You'll have another one for next turn and just bring back the 2 from the graveyard. But it's an interesting effect, I would say. I wouldn't really say it's a good card, but I would say it only will boost degenerate decks, so like Chainburn, Exodia, stuff like that. So yeah, not a great card, but I guess you could probably do something with it in a rank 1 spam deck, like the Magical Piper thing. But yeah, it's an interesting card. And the last main deck card we're going to be talking about is Magic Expand. So this is a new Dark Magician card, as you can tell by looking up the art. And it's a quick play spell card with the effect of, apply these effects in sequence depending on the total number of copies of Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl on the field and in the graveyard. Okay. So it's got multiple effects, so it seems like to be a Wavering Eyes sort of thing. Its first effect is, 1 or more Dark Magicians or Dark Magician Girls on the field or graveyard. You can one dark spellcaster monster on the field gains 1,000 attack until the end of this turn. Okay, so there's a boost effect. 2 or more. This turn, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to the activation of your spell/trap cards and effects. Also, spell and trap cards you control cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Okay. Okay, that's really good. I'd say that effect's probably going to be the best one. And the third one, and if there are 3 or more, all dark spellcaster monsters you control are unaffected by your opponent's card effects until the end of this turn. So it's got a Lance effect as well. So I would say this is a very good card for the Magician archetype, Dark Magician archetype. It's got great potential in my opinion. It's probably one of the best cards in the deck, to be honest. It's sort of like a Wavering Eyes in its own way, but it does it differently. And I would have to say this is a very good card for Dark Magicians. I will have to test this in the Dark Magician build I do have currently. and see what I can do with it, because it does seem to be very good, and I would love to see what I could actually make of the card. Okay, so the last card we're going to be talking about is the new level 12 Blackwing monster. So, this monster is Assault Blackwing Onimaru the Divine Swell. I cannot pronounce these names. Okay, so it's a dark, level 12, obviously, 3000 attack, 3000 attack, 2000 defense, winged beast synchro monster. Okay. Doesn't seem to have great stats for being a level 12, but maybe its effects will make up for that, because I have heard a little bit about this. Okay, so it takes 1 tuner and 1 or more non-tuner monsters. Okay, so it's generic. A generic level 12. Haven't really got any of those in the game so far. Its effect is, if this card is synchro summoned using a Blackwing monster as material, it is treated as a tuner monster while face up on the field. That's just useless. Like, why would you want to make this a tuner? It's a level 12. Okay, that's a terrible effect. Maybe there's a better one that can actually use this. Cannot be destroyed by card effects. Okay, so if it cannot be destroyed by card effects, that's quite good. I guess that's the tower's sort of effect, but it can still be destroyed by battle, which is like everything else. You can target one Blackwing monster in your graveyard. This card's level becomes the same level as that target's. Okay, so that's why it becomes a tuner. Its next effect is that's part of this effect. You can only use this effect of Blackwing Onimaru the Divine Swell once per duel. Okay, so you can only change its level once per duel. That's kind of okay, I guess. If this card attacks and was synchro summoned using only synchro monsters, it gains 3000 attack during the damage step only. Okay. Now, in my opinion, this card has got great potential for the Blackwing deck, because it does have a Towers effect, and it does have some interesting means to become a tuner and then decrease its level to make itself others. I don't know why you would do that though, because that would be kind of pointless. I can see how you would only make this with only synchro monsters, because if you did, you would gain, it would become basically 6000 attack during the damage step, which is actually really good. Because 6000 beat stick is actually an amazing effect. And because it cannot be destroyed by effects, that's quite good as well. But I would think it would be better for its Tower's ability to be unaffected by card effects, because that would be kind of better for the card. But I guess it can't be affected, because this card can still be castelled and all of that, which kind of does decrease the reason to play it. But in all, I would say this card is a decent card. It's not a great card, it's okay. But yeah, it's an okay card, guys. So yeah, tell me what you think of these cards. Tell me if you like these cards. Tell me if you're going to use some of these cards. And please, guys, like, comment, and subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh videos. And I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching, guys.